It's great to be back at Vidcon to celebrate its 10th anniversary with all of you here. My dad was born in Lucknow, a city in northern India, in 1939, and as a little boy, he dreamed of becoming a civil engineer so that he could build bridges, airports, and other huge projects that transformed society. When he was in his early 20s, he was accepted into a PhD program at Purdue University. It was the kind of opportunity that could change his life. So he boarded a plane for the US and embarked on a long journey across 3 continents, finally landing at JFK in the dead of winter. He grabbed his bags, headed for the doors, and asked a stranger for the fastest way to Indiana. Turns out, of course, that Indiana is about 800 miles from JFK. So minutes into his new life, he had to use a big chunk of the $20 of cash he had on him to buy a bus ticket and get himself to campus. But he did it, because when you want something that bad, nothing, not even a 12-hour bus ride in January, is going to stop you. I tell you this story about my dad because he had the same kind of drive and relentless passion that I see every day in YouTube's diverse community of creators. And while my dad worked really hard to achieve his dreams, he didn't do it alone. Every step of the way, someone gave him the support he needed to be successful. His parents, of course, his teachers, and my mom, who worked to support him while he finished school, all stepped in to lift him up. In many ways, this is how I view my job as the Chief Product Officer at YouTube. Everything we do is aimed at lifting up our creators and helping them achieve their dreams. That could mean building a community they could only find here or turning their personal passion into a full-time job. We want to spark opportunity in a way only YouTube can. Just look at the beauty community. Creators like Naima Tang, Jackie Aina, and Monica Veloz started out sharing makeup tips and connecting with their fans over beauty trends. In the process, they raised awareness around the beauty industry's need to be more inclusive of women of color. The biggest brands not only listened, they also took action, creating a variety of darker shades to meet the needs of all women. Booktubers are another dynamic community. They're spreading their passion for the written word far and wide. Creators like Ariel Bissett, Christine from Poland's Bananas Books, Jesse the Reader, and many others are building communities by reading and celebrating books together. All these creators are reinventing how people connect with audiences. They're the next generation of media companies, and it's my privilege to build the tools that help them do just that. Tools like YouTube Stories, which I introduced on the same stage last year. These are short, mobile-only videos that allow creators to engage with their audience more casually and in between their regular video uploads. And YouTube Stories aren't just helping creators connect with their existing audience, but also find new ones. We show stories to users who are likely to be interested in your content but don't necessarily subscribe to your channel yet. As a result, some creators added thousands of new subscribers who came across their stories on YouTube. Stories are now available to all creators with more than 10,000 subscribers, and we've seen firsthand how a simple feature can really strengthen communities. Fashion by Ali has been doing Shop With Me stories, where she tries on outfits and asks her fans to pick one. Ali then creates a video about that chosen outfit. It's a great example of how short and snackable videos can work together with more polished videos, building more community in the process. And with premieres, our goal was simple. Give creators an easy way to bring together their whole community to watch the debut of their newest video in real time, just like on opening night. Since we rolled it out, creators like Rosanna Pansino, the Dolan Twins, Dude Perfect, and many others have premiered over 8 million videos, turning their content into can't-miss cultural moments. And we've seen artists fill up thousands of virtual football stadiums with fans who can't wait to see their favorite musician's latest video. Taylor Swift's premiere of Me in April received over 65 million views, making it the biggest 24-hour debut for any music video by a solo artist. This work is incredible and inspiring. In order to ensure that creators like these can continue to break new barriers, reach new heights, and set new records, we not only have to build the products for this community, but invest in the protections that make it all possible in the first place. As you've hopefully heard me say before, as well as our CEO Susan and other YouTube leaders, responsibility is our #1 priority. This means protecting YouTube from bad actors seeking to exploit our community while preserving the positive impact of an open platform where anyone can share their voice with the world. We're removing more harmful content, raising up authoritative voices, reducing recommendations of borderline content, and rewarding trusted creators like those of you in this room today. Sometimes this work moves more slowly than you would like, and frankly, more slowly than I would like. But we're making good progress on this really hard challenge. Just a few weeks ago, for example, we updated our hate speech policy because this content has no place on our platform. And later this year, we'll be updating our approach to harassment, particularly creator-on-creator harassment. This work is just as critical to the future of the YouTube community as any product launch. Together, we're building something incredible, something the world has never seen before, and we're committed to doing right by you. We're going to continue building and protecting what makes YouTube, YouTube, a vibrant community where everyone has a voice, and those voices inform, entertain, inspire, and drive positive change in the world. Now I'd like to bring up a creator whose passion and inspiring story embodies this power of the YouTube community.
My name is Molly Burke. I'm a YouTube creator, soon-to-be published author, and commercial model. Thank you. I also happen to have a rare retinal eye disease called retinitis pigmentosa, or RP, which caused me to lose the majority of my vision when I was 14. That year, I felt like my life was crumbling down around me. I had lost my vision, was being terribly bullied at school, and was dealing with depression in a way I had never dealt with before. And I felt really alone. But then something changed. I found Bethany Moda of MacBarbie07, Megan Parkin of Megan Hart's Makeup, and Blair Fowler of Juicy Star 07. I found their videos on YouTube where they were making content about the same things that I was interested in. And they became the girls that I turned to, the ones that talked about makeup, fashion, and dating. Because I didn't have friends in real life anymore to talk about those things with at sleepovers. But even more than that, they helped me find a way back into the world of things that I had loved before going blind. I could no longer flip through magazines or look in store windows to see what was trendy. I couldn't just walk into Sephora and swatch lipsticks to see what suited my skin tone. But I could listen to their fashion hauls and their makeup reviews, and it meant a lot to me. Because for the first time since going blind, I felt less alone. And I'd always known that I wanted to start my own channel one day. Not because I wanted to be famous, make a ton of money, or build a brand, but because I wanted to build a community like the one they had built for me. I was just one girl whose life they had changed, and I knew I couldn't possibly be the only one. But I didn't end up starting my channel until I was 20, 6 years after I discovered YouTube. At the time, I already had a successful career as a motivational speaker, touring the world with people like Demi Lovato, Macklemore, and Richard Branson. And I loved that job, but I wanted my story to last longer than an hour-long keynote. I wanted it to reach more people than 500 in a room or 20,000 in a stadium. I wanted to be able to connect with people and share my message with them no matter where they lived. And today, that's what I'm able to do with my channel. I make videos about everything blind, like what it's like being a blind tourist, or questions you should never ask a blind girl. You should all watch that one. But I also make videos about other aspects of my life, like going figure skating with Olympian Adam Rippon, going vintage shopping with Tan France from Queer Eye, or swimming like a mermaid, or at least trying my best to. And it might seem counterintuitive as a full-time creator, but I don't pay attention to my subscriber count or how many views my videos get. I pay attention to the content that I create and the comments that I receive after I post it. Because the comment section is where I get to interact with my followers one-on-one. And there has been so many incredible stories that have been shared with me and messages in the comment section that have meant so much to me. But there are a few that really stick out. One came from a young girl living in a rural town in Brazil. And she shared with me that before finding my channel, she had never known of anybody else being blind before. And finding my content made her feel less alone in this, and made her feel like less of an alien in her own body. The second came from a man in his 50s. He shared that for the last 20 years of his life, he'd been dealing with severe depression. And he had always told himself that when his kids grew up and moved out, he would finally commit suicide. And that's when he found my channel. It showed him that recovery is possible, that you can seek help, and there are more options out there than suicide. It gave him the push that he needed to seek help one more time. And because of that, he's happier than he's ever been before. It's comments like this that inspire me to keep making my content, even when things get tough sometimes. It shows me that I'm having the kind of impact I've always dreamed of having, and that I really am able to be the role model for others that I didn't have when I went blind. Because when I went blind, I thought my dreams of being an actress and a model were dead. You don't usually see girls like me in Hollywood or mainstream media. But YouTube gave me the chance to say that I don't have to wait for somebody else to put me on a screen. I can put myself there. And because of that, all these things that I once thought were impossible have become possible. For example, in January, Aerie named me one of their Aerie Real Role Models. I'm short, blind, have hips and purple hair. I am not the typical model, but now completely unretouched photos of me hang in store windows and on billboards around the country. I'm not just modeling like little Molly dreamed of doing. I'm doing it in a way that has so much more meaning and purpose behind it than I could have ever imagined. Disabled women still have a long way to go to gain equal representation in mainstream media, or even honestly just a seat at the table. But I like to believe that with every video I post and every new subscriber I gain, I can continue to chip away at the stereotypes and misconceptions that exist, the barriers that surround us, and help empower everybody, no matter who they are, what they look like, or what their disability might be, to make their voice heard in this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. That was an amazing, amazing story. And it's the kind of story that reminds me why I really love this job. In addition to helping creators build community and connect with their fans, we're continuously working to give them opportunities to build a business. As you all know, one of the key ways that creators earn money on YouTube is through ads. The biggest brands in the world advertise on YouTube because they want to connect with engaged audiences across a diverse array of content that only exists on YouTube. And in turn, we share the revenue from those ads with creators, enabling the growth of a brand new creative economy. As a result, we've seen significant growth in the number of creators earning both 5 and 6 figures a year, more than 40% year over year. But as successful as our ads business has been for creators, we wanted to create additional ways for them to make money. Last year at Vidcon, I announced our next big step for creator monetization with the launch of channel memberships and merch, in addition to our existing Super Chat feature. Each of these products taps into the relationship between creators and fans while helping creators make more money. Last year, we were in the early days of this effort. Today, I'm proud to say that it's working for creators. Millions of fans who are currently using these new products love the opportunity to support and connect with their favorite creators. Channel memberships allows fans to pay a monthly fee of $4.99 to their favorite creators to get unique badges, new emojis, access to special perks, such as exclusive live streams, extra videos, and shoutouts. This product is now available to every eligible creator with more than 30,000 subscribers, and we're going to continue expanding. And we're now adding one of the most requested features, membership levels. With levels, creators can now set up to 5 different price points for their channel memberships, each with varying perks. We've been testing levels with creators like the Fine Brothers Entertainment on their React channel. They've seen their memberships revenue increase by 6 times after introducing 2 higher price tiers. Our merchandise shelf allows creators to sell merch to their fans directly from their channel. I love the story of AppMao, who's been using 2 of our tools to engage with her audience while making more money. She creates YouTube stories to ask her fans which of her characters they'd like to turn into merch products. She then develops those products and sells them directly on YouTube. I'm happy to share that any eligible creator can use the merch shelf with Teespring. And today we're enabling 5 new partners, so creators merchandising with CrowdMade, DFTBA, FanJoy, Represent, and Rooster Teeth can also now use the merch shelf. And our Super Chat product allows fans to purchase messages that stand out within a live chat during live streams and premieres. We've seen tremendous success with creators like Binging with Babish, who has more than tripled his live stream revenue with Super Chat. But this is not an isolated case. In fact, Super Chat is the #1 revenue source on YouTube for nearly 20,000 channels, an increase of over 65% over last year. Building on this idea, today I'm pleased to announce we're launching Super Stickers, a brand new feature that allows fans to purchase stickers during live streams and premieres to show their favorite creators just how much they enjoy their content. Stickers come in a variety of designs across different categories, such as gaming, fashion and beauty, sports, music, food, and more. And these will be available in the coming months and will be localized in different languages and made available in different countries. Early last year, creator revenue on YouTube from Super Chat, channel memberships, and merch was nearly 0. Today, these products are generating meaningful results to creators across the globe. In fact, thousands of channels have more than doubled their total YouTube revenue by using these new tools in addition to advertising. We want YouTube to be the best place for you to build a business, just like it should be the best place for you to build communities and engage with your fans. One of these communities is learning. I personally feel inspired by the amazing educational creators who help people around the world learn something new on YouTube every day. Who here has used YouTube to learn something new? All right, there we go. Pretty much everybody. Just last week, I did something that was pretty profound and pretty commonplace at the same time. I taught my 5-year-old daughter how to ride a bike. And where did I learn to do that? Just like all of you on YouTube, of course. Around the world, people come to YouTube to learn something new, from math, science, and literature to language lessons, music tutorials, test prep, and all kinds of DIYs and how-tos. The list just goes on and on. In fact, 80% of Generation Z teens say they've used YouTube for learning. Last year, we leaned into this momentum and launched YouTube Learning, a new initiative to support education in all forms and shapes on YouTube. We've invested in new resources for creators interested in producing educational content and hosted EduCon meetups around the globe, in Brazil, in India, the UK, and just yesterday we gathered here in LA to hear from creators who are sharing their knowledge in a global classroom. We heard from these creators that it's expensive to make quality learning content. Not only do you have to be entertaining, you have to be right. So last year, we created the Learning Fund to directly support creators who are making high-quality learning content on YouTube. We kicked it off in October, and today we're announcing the 75 creators across the globe who received our support, creators such as Rachel's English from the US and Exam Fear Education in India. We're also making changes to help people who are coming to YouTube to learn something new. We've all had the experience searching for something, for example, the solar system, and being overwhelmed by the sheer number of videos ranging from elementary-level animations all the way to college-level astronomy. It's hard to know which video provides a good entry point or comes from a knowledgeable creator. So today, I'm proud to announce Learning Playlists. Learning Playlists provide a dedicated learning environment for people who come to YouTube to learn. New organizational features provide more structure, dividing a collection of videos into chapters around key concepts, starting from beginner to more advanced. Additionally, recommendations are hidden from the watch page, allowing the viewer to focus on the lesson at hand. We understand the importance of getting this right, so we're starting with a handful of trusted partners like Khan Academy, TED-Ed, and Crash Course, as well as many of our Learning Fund recipients, testing a variety of categories from professional skills and development like working in Java to academic topics such as chemistry. We'll be collecting feedback from participants, both creators and learners, and we'll use that to expand to more partners and a broader set of topics as we feel we're ready to offer quality learning experience more broadly. And now I'd like to bring up a creator who's helped transform YouTube into a global classroom.
Hey guys, so because this is a keynote on YouTube and learning, I'd like to start off by telling you all about the day I learned what YouTube was. It was 2006, and I was 16. I had a summer job in a hospital pharmacy that mostly consisted of throwing away expired bottles of aspirin and emptying a steady stream of tablets and capsules into a whirring pill counter machine. One morning, I was waiting for the bus with one of my fellow summer interns. After a slight lull in the conversation, he turned to me and asked excitedly, "Hey, so have you ever heard of YouTube?" My coworker was a freshman in college, so I was desperate to pretend I knew what he was talking about. I squinted my eyes and repeated some approximation of the word he'd said, but it couldn't be right. YouTube? Even the phrase sounded fake. And what was it? I didn't even know it was a website. But after seriously weighing all of my options, I decided it was ill-advised to guess an object from the universe at random. Perhaps it was a strange fruit, a type of music, a clothing brand, a town. So into that painfully awkward conversation, I mumbled, no, what's YouTube? "Oh, it's awesome," he said, showing some of the first enthusiasm I'd seen from him in weeks of backroom hospital grunt work. "YouTube is this great website where my friends and I go to watch videos of snakes eating mice." And that was it. He didn't expand his definition to tell me what else was on this mysterious YouTube. He didn't explain what it was, or how these mice-eating videos ended up online, or who was putting them there, or who even owned all the snakes. But despite his slapdash sales job, I also remember the genuine light of excitement in his eyes when he described at length the marvels of mice-devouring reptiles. This new thing had filled a void, not only in the belly of all those snakes, but in the weird, nerdish mind of this summer pharmacy employee. It clearly had incredible energy and appeal. It brought him something at the click of a button that wasn't available anywhere else. I decided that day that this made-up word was a name for a website where teenage boys went to watch mice get eaten, and as a result would play little to no role in the rest of my life. Now flash forward to today, and I have a YouTube channel myself. On Origin of Everything, I cover the undertold or unknown histories that make up our collective story. Through my channel, I'm able to bring the same lectures, resources, and research that I share with my students, except my classroom is a little bigger online than in real life. Origin allows me to explore my curiosity with my fellow Originauts, the self-appointed name of our fans. Sometimes we stick to the syllabus, but most of the time, it's the fan suggestions and questions that I receive from our subscribers that drives the content we create. As an educator, I'm still learning alongside my audience how dynamic a learning tool YouTube can be. One of the most interesting parts of my work on the channel is getting feedback and responses from students, teachers, and self-taught, independent, lifelong learners about how they're effectively integrating YouTube into their own learning styles. In June, I had the chance to speak on a panel with 3 young YouTube creators who are all in high school and creating online content that sparks their wide-ranging curiosities. Some of their uploads were about lifestyle, their hometowns, their school community, their online gaming addictions, and comedy. They described having to teach themselves video editing, creative writing, graphic design, directing, and how to use sophisticated equipment, sometimes in collaboration with their high school teachers, in order to make it all work. But they also mentioned the soft skills they learned from making channels with their friends, starting as young as 13 years old. These students were moderating comment sections to keep their online and offline communities safe from harassment, so that everyone who visited these spaces could learn and enjoy their work. They learned about keeping schedules and accommodating each other's strengths and vulnerabilities as they navigate an increasingly vast and complicated online culture. But the best information these amazing high schoolers taught me is that there are more dynamic ways to use YouTube as a learning platform in addition to screening educational content in class. They enjoyed the hands-on experience of creation just as much as they loved it when teachers screened interesting creators in the classroom. One mentioned that learning as a YouTube creator made him feel like complex technical skills were attainable. Another mentioned that he wanted YouTube as a supplement to his teacher's lessons, but not as a replacement. And the teachers who write to me, either on the Origin of Everything YouTube channel or via email, describe equally innovative ways that they use our content in the classroom to supplement their vital work. One of my favorites was a middle school communication and rhetoric teacher who dropped me a line saying that she screened our videos in class and then used them to model different types of writing styles. Her students would watch the video, then do a short writing exercise alongside their teacher that helped them acquire infinitely valuable skills, like how to effectively structure an argument and how to engage audiences through their writing and public speaking. As an educator myself, I'm still learning every day alongside my audience and online community how we can make YouTube an even better tool for serious and active learning, particularly because it's a tool that comes into people's homes and cell phone screens without traditional barriers to access, like cost and location. I'm happy to be an educational content creator on YouTube at a time when the number of channels is growing every day and the types of shows being made and the topics being covered are expanding. But to make YouTube a truly cohesive learning platform, we have to work collaboratively as creators with our audiences to bring them the things they need to know. Or, in the case of my channel, the things you didn't realize you needed to know until today. Hopefully, in the future, with the evolution of new tools, partnerships, and initiatives like YouTube Learning, we could break down barriers to access not only for content viewers, but also for talented new creators looking to break out their own brand of weird online. Every creator brings new perspectives and knowledge to the EduTube space, and we urgently need to see a more diverse range of talent on both sides of the camera to make that possible. Because I think we could all safely agree that we have lots more learning to do, and YouTube is a whole lot more than snake and mouse videos. Thanks.
Every day I'm amazed by how YouTube creators like you are using your megaphone to make a positive impact in your communities. Speaking of positive impact, Wampa Zarita and Jerome Jare mobilized their Love Army to raise more than $1.3 million for victims of Mexico's devastating earthquake in 2017. To this day, they're still working to help people recover and rebuild. And we want to make that easier for you. Last year, we began testing a new product called YouTube Giving. YouTube Giving is our fundraising tool that allows creators to use their voice on YouTube to support the charitable causes that they care about. creators simply select a nonprofit to create a fundraising campaign right next to the videos and live streams. We also allow multiple creators to co-host the same fundraisers. Fans can donate directly on YouTube via a donate button, making it easier than ever for creators and fans to raise funds for the causes that they care about. And 100% of the donations go to the nonprofit. Matpat, a gaming creator, lost his friend to suicide. Last November, he hosted a fundraiser for the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation that helps millions of people suffering from mental illness. But he didn't just do it alone. Sophia Nygaard, Smosh, and Rachel Loves joined along as well. Using YouTube giving features to host a fundraiser on their live stream, they raised nearly $200,000. He was able to speak to his community and give back to a cause that had personal meaning for him. We want to give other creators the same opportunity to give back. Today, I'm happy to announce that YouTube Giving is moving out of beta and will be available to thousands of creators in the US in the coming months. Our inspiration for building YouTube Giving has been you, and the way you use your voices to create impact on important issues, whether helping out in a crisis or championing a cause. To the creators in this audience, next year I want to be up on this stage sharing your story of using YouTube Giving to bring good to the world. When I think about the power of YouTube, I'm reminded of the opportunity that people around the globe have found on the platform. It all starts with having the opportunity to share your voice, find an audience, and build a community around your passion. Those communities then grow and turn into businesses that reach even more people across the globe. And it all comes full circle when you have the opportunity to give back and raise up others in the community. Your work is living proof that an open and responsible internet can change the world for the better. You're connecting people across borders, creating new economies, sharing your knowledge with people, and inspiring a new generation to take action. I have no doubt that my dad, who came so far so long ago, would be amazed by the world you've all created here together. Like him, you've taken your dreams and you've made something incredible, something unique, something truly special. And you've done it all through grit, determination, and imagination. So get out there, keep building, keep creating, and keep hustling. And we at YouTube will be here to support you every step of the way. Thank you.